Like, I'm a firm believer of like, yo, if I'm hanging out with the homies, the only reason my wife would be there is if they have their, you know, their partners with them, their women with them. If it's just me and the homies, I'm sorry. Nah, it's just not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Everybody, welcome to another episode of the According to West podcast. As always, we got DeLaw here.
You have DeLaw, the assistant coach of a team that gets blown up by 20.
Oh, jeez Louise, and you got me. You got me, Wes, fresh off a spending spree on Valentine's Day. Like fresh. Very angry with myself, but hey, I'll maintain. I'm not I ain't doing strange shit for eggs yet, but
hey, look,
I'm close. I'm close.
Egg price
it was $6.99 yesterday. I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here, man. $6.99.
$6.99?
Hell yeah. For like an 18.
We went to Giant. That shit was $10.99. I told my wife, we don't need no damn eggs. We might as well go get one of them fertilized eggs from Trader Joe's.
No, at this point, I'm gonna go buy me a chicken.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy me a couple chickens. They're gonna be I don't know how you supposed to keep them in the wintertime, but yo, that's what it's about to turn into. Like, yo, go get me some chickens. And they're gonna be out there. They're gonna be in the back.
For the country.
Listen.
You thinking about it?
No, I'm seriously thinking about it. That the next goals for the homestead, not the homestead, but the house and shit. Probably widening the driveway in the back because I want another car, and putting a fence. Once that fence comes through, we'll I ain't even gotta talk my wife into some chickens. She gonna be like, I'm not handling them. I'm like, fine, I'll buy me some chickens. They're gonna give us a couple eggs a day, and we're gonna keep it pushing. I don't give a fuck what my neighbors got to say about, oh, the chicken's loud, this, and that, blah, 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 blah. Because they play music all times of the day in the summertime when I'm working from home. So I don't want to hear that shit. I'm letting them know subconsciously, quietly, but I will get loud now. I'm buying them chickens. I don't want to hear shit. Motherfucker, yo, speaking of neighbors, fucking neighbor diagonally across from me, for some reason at 9 o'clock at night the other day, like just chainsawing. And I'm like, is he cutting up a body over there? Like, I'm talking about like chainsawing. I'm like, yo, like maybe in front of his house, because his house, diagonal from me, we in the living room watching, I feel probably HGTV or something, just chainsawing away. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, yeah. So yeah, I'm buying them chickens.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sell the eggs. Why not? All I gotta do is feed them, right? I think.
You gotta make a chicken coop for them.
Yeah, I can do that. I can buy that.
Keep them from predators.
That ain't a problem. I'm gonna have a fence at that time. That's not a problem.
You know what I mean?
And the deer keep shitting in my yard. That's a thing too.
You gotta make sure that things are small enough where they won't go going through it, or some predators get through there.
I
you know what I'm saying? Then you gotta feed them the chicken feed. Let them free range. Let them free range. They can't fly. Yeah. So. When it's time for them to go out into the regular world, just open them up, just shine. And then when you let them eat, turn around so I get back in this chicken coop.
Yeah.
What's wrong with y'all?
I think I can handle that. And also I'm tired of the deer shitting in my yard. And
Stone Cold Steve Austin has some chickens.
Well, he also has a ranch. Broken Saddle Ranch. He also has a ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a cat that manages the ranch as well. Poncho, I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man.
But that's Stone Cold Steve Austin. The baddest SOB in the world.
Yeah. I had seen a clip where him and Undertaker fucking drinking wine and shit. Shit was just common. Yeah, on the he got a podcast.
Where did he drink wine? It might have been on the second episode. I know on his very first episode he had on the Broken Skull podcast, he had the Undertaker, and they were drinking Jack Daniels.
Oh, they was definitely. Well, I didn't. This was a clip, but they was definitely drinking wine because he was saying something like they was both swirling around. And he was almost like got legs.
Oh yeah, that was in that episode too.
Oh, okay.
It was in that episode.
Okay.
Like Leroy, because he was like, yeah, my wife got me drinking wine. And so, I think we're just supposed to pour it in the cups, swirl it around, and smell it, how
yeah.
And look, and both of them, as they were drinking the wine, looked like they wanted to chug it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because matter of fact, what's the it might have been the second time he did. It might have been the second time that he had the Undertaker on there, but it was funny. They swirling around. I think my boy sent me the meme for it. That's what it was. He sent me the meme. He said, "Man, this is us now. We went from drinking tequila and Jack Daniels to swirling wine around in our cups."
Oh no! The benefit of getting older is you can do it all. You can appreciate the tequila and the Jack Daniels, but you can also appreciate the wine when it's time for the wine. Here I am drinking a fucking Heineken. I can appreciate it all, and I normally buy wine and vodka.
Yeah, I'm about to say Heineken, a 40 to 50-year-old man drink.
Hey, I'm getting there. I am getting there. So, how was Valentine's Day for you?
It was fine.
How was it? Are your pockets are they good?
We won't talk about my pockets because she ain't paid for shit.
Why not? Who else? Listen, we can't talk about our pockets to our wives, so we might as well just talk about it amongst ourselves.
Look, I ain't got no more pockets.
Shit's ripped open.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy us dinner tomorrow." So she brought us dinner yesterday, and she was like, "Yeah, I got you some Popeyes."
Yo.
I said, "You got me a 5-piece from Popeyes."
That's some shit my wife would do. I'm like, come on, man. What did I just go do? And you talking about some
Popeyes. I had a coupon for $10.99. And I was like, oh, Lord. But she like, I'm broke because I paid for a cruise for myself and now I ain't got no money. I'm like, then why the fuck you pay for a cruise by yourself?
Listen, this is what you should have hit her with. You knew what day Valentine's Day was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got hit with that one time. My birthday is the same day every year. And I'm like, you're right. I should have just had some money aside for whatever. I mean, my wife ain't never say that to me, but a woman has said that shit to me before. I'm like, yeah, you're right. But I shit just off the humble was it was decent. I ain't gonna lie, but it's just like your pay weeks kind of sometimes don't align for the stuff that you got planned and shit like that. And February is always tricky because it's kind of like you either getting one in the beginning of the month, it's always the beginning and the very tail end, or it's you kind of feel like you're getting 2 checks in the middle. That wasn't my situation. Beginning and the very end of the month. And I'm just like, God damn, man. So between mortgage and fucking dumbass eggs and shit, groceries and all the other shit that I want to do. I was just, man. We went to Alamo Draft House in Crystal City. She ain't never been to the movie theater, Alamo Draft House movie theater chain. And so she was ordering up a storm, you know what I mean? Like, give me the loaded fries, give me this type of drink, let me get what the fuck she ordered? A burger, some other shit, this and that, popcorn, and that shit was like 70. That whole day was 70, minus the gifts and shit. And I said a little prayer because we parking and shit. I'm already gone. And she was like, well, they valet parking closer to we had to walk and shit. They valet parking close to the garage near the theater. And I'm like, fuck. So me being me, I'm just trying to get there on time. So we walk like a block or two to the thing because I couldn't quite figure out where it was at. And she tells me that all last minute, the garage we in, that shit say $20 for 2 hours. I say, get the fuck out of here. So mad as shit already because I'm like, oh, this is about to be $100 night. and we ain't even done. This is the beginning. I'm like, fuck. So we get in there. True story. We get in there. We sit down and shit. She ordering her shit. And I was like, Lord, please let the fucking I said, Lord, please let the gate be broken when we come back so I can just go through that bitch. I literally said that. My wife laughed. And guess what happened? The Lord bless me. Gate was fucking broken. but it was the gate to, entry, not exit. It was not one gate. So I had to go hurry up and go through the entry gate because that was broken. So I know people be mad around this time. Like, I'm not paying this shit. Somebody broke it. This shit was laying on the side. I'm like, bet. We going through the entrance. As I'm trying to go up the entrance, fucking Jeep comes down. I'm like, come on, man. You see what I'm trying to do. He politely moves out the way. I get the fuck up out of there. Saved me about $30 because we was there longer than two hours. So, hey, thanks to the man above. Never doubt his blessings and his glory.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
I had a good night from that point on. Yes. As I sip my beer, yes.
Lord.
So my pockets are, I was able to save a little bit of money. I ain't mad at it.
Man. Oh, Lord. Well.
So you went to go get sushi.
Yeah, we went to go get sushi. That was a struggle in itself because she got mad. She got mad on Monday. She canceled our original reservation. Then she canceled our summer reservations to Myrtle Beach. Then got her. She's like, I'm going on a solo cruise for my birthday. And I'm just looking at her like, okay.
Like Royal Caribbean type cruise or
yeah.
No, okay.
And I just looked at her like, okay. She's like, you ain't bothered? I'm like, how much did you spend? I mean, like $1,200. And I'm just looking at her like, clearly you could have paid for our Valentines anyway, right?
$1,200 off the humble.
I'm like, Wait, I think she used her credit cards. So she was like,
still.
So then it turned into, oh well, I just kind of want to do a solo trip. And I felt like the safest way to do it was going on a cruise. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not the safest, but okay, whatever. But I'm like, so you get mad and book a cruise, and
you got mad at you and booked the cruise, or just got mad at life and booked the cruise?
Honestly, really, I think what it really was she just wanted to go on a trip by herself. She didn't want me to go with her. And I'm like, I don't know why you want to go on a solo cruise. What, you going to drink more than normal? Like, because I ain't there. Then you're going to be like, man, I'm bored. I mean, me knowing my wife.
She's going to be trying to contact you and call you and email you and text you and shit.
Or text me all day. What you up to? Nothing. Ain't you on a cruise? You didn't want me to go? Bye, nigga. I mean, it would have been funner if you were here. Maybe it would have, but you got it. You decided to do something. Like, whatever. Because I knew for sure I wasn't about to do no cruise. That shit expensive. And depending on how you do it, if you don't go through the timeshare stuff we have, it ain't per person. It's not per room. It's per person at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
You did all that. Well, and then I got a flight, and I'm staying in Tampa for one night, and then I'm going to the cruise. Okay. I guess you thought it was supposed to make me mad. I'm like, you burning your money and your time off.
Yep. But what I'm hearing is that this is a blessing in disguise. It's time for you to go on an all boys trip, all guys trip.
Yeah, she don't want that.
Yeah, mine don't either. But guess where we going? Guess where we going?
We're
going to Colombia. We're going to Colombia. I'm going to Colombia.
That's an off the podcast.
I can set that up.
Podcast one.
Huh?
So that's an off the podcast conversation.
Oh yeah, it could be off the record.
Because look, if the women knew what happened in Colombia for real, we'd be divorced as soon as we said we're going.
They know. They know. Listen, we can say we're going to Arkansas, and they'd probably be like, the fuck is in Arkansas? It don't matter.
White snow bunnies.
It's the fact that we going as a group.
Mm-hmm.
You can set that up. I'm due for one of those anyway.
The funny part is I don't think women understand how much fun guys have going on trips by themselves.
Yo.
Like, I was like, if I went on a cruise by myself without my wife, and all I had to do was, and probably wouldn't get no excursions. I got everything there, got my drink thing, whatever. I just go to the little
floating bar at that point.
I'm just going to stand at the bar chilling and get to the wake up. Shit, man. Like my wife, I was like, oh, like she, and then my wife, the petty person she is. Well, when we're leaving from Myrtle Beach, I'll just be getting back from my cruise. Okay. You got to remind me every other day that you're going on a cruise. Like,
that sounds like you need to go ahead and me and Wes was talking, and we could probably do a guys trip and this and that, and we trying to decide where we gonna go. Don't even throw Columbia out there right away.
Hey, look, if we were going to do any trip, I'd be like, I gotta figure out how I would finesse the points. Oh no, I got another place. I could use our points from somewhere else. Nah, we good. I'd be like, hey, Wes, look. Here's what we're gonna do. I found out all we need to pay is $400 for a week to go to this place. You just gotta pay for our airfare and shit.
We out there.
We out there. We out there. But see, my wife, she'll be looking at the Wyndham points because that's the free shit. You put them points in them, you don't pay nothing. But if I go use my RCI points through Mass or nothing, I'd be like, hey, look, we could split that shit 3 ways. Me, you, and D, $400 just for the place. Even if it was like somewhere close. Like let's say we was like, let's just go to Chicago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I meet y'all up there. I bet. You know what I'm saying? Get there. We split that 3 ways. We all came out of our pocket about $130 for a week.
Yeah.
A week, easy money.
Shit, because all our extracurriculars and stuff is going to be when we there. Like if we going to go this place, that place, do this and that.
Look, you know us, we like to save money. We be like,
we ain't got to worry about wifey saying, oh, I want to do this or I want to do this quality of this, and you be like, man, I'm good with just fucking go getting a fucking hamburger somewhere just for some sustenance right quick. Like I ain't trying to. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like...
It'd be, what liquor y'all drink? All right, well, I drink this. All right, cool. Everybody just bring whatever you want.
Bring your own
shit. 7 days, everybody bring 2 bottles. That's 6 bottles. All right, we good. We good. And if we got to buy another bottle while we down there, that's something different. But we already started out with 6 bottles for 3 niggas. Like,
shit, man. Listen, like I said, I'm overdue for mine. I just
same here.
Yeah.
I mean, I figured out a way for us to finesse it. Like even if we were like, let's go to Panama or whatever, it still would only cost no more than $400 or $500 for the week anyway. You know, it's just the flight that is the kicker. You gotta pay. I might not have to pay for my flight because I could do it through all my other shit, but
yeah.
As far as the place in general.
Yo, I say, and not to try to get you in trouble, I say just float that idea out there, see what she say.
Look, she will be all for it. She was like, she was blaming me the other day. She was like, you told me to go get a life. I said, I ain't tell you to go get no damn life.
What you think you told her go get a life?
No, she thought that I was trying to get a life because I was like, well, I said, well, you moved. I said, you moved all the way out to Laurel when you left Bladensburg. I was still in Prince George's County. So when I moved with you, I moved away from everybody. So I ain't had nothing to do. So either I was going back down to Prince George's to go do shit.
Right.
Or I ain't do shit. And so now we're out here in Glen Burnie. And everything in Prince George's is closed down, like the Fridays, the Applebee's, the Chili's, On the Borders, all that shit closed down.
Everything.
Only thing that's out in Bowie now is Jerry's and Smoky Bones. I'm surprised. Smoky Bones.
You ever been to that new lounge that's sitting there?
What lounge?
It's by.
You mean by the Walmart? That hookah lounge?
That's what that is, a hookah lounge?
Yeah, it's a hookah. That one over by the Walmart and the.
I don't know. So I don't frequent that area. I just seen the joint on Instagram, a little real.
Yeah, that's a hookah lounge. Like
the upscale hookah lounge. It's like an upscale. They were selling food.
I don't even know if it's upscale. Like So if we're talking about the same place, so in Bowie where the Giant is and the Walmart, all that is.
Yeah.
Where the 7-Eleven. Matter of fact, it used to be across the street from where the Applebee's was and all that before they made it to IHOP. There's a lounge over there, but it's like a hookah. It's like a hookah bar. Like when I went through there that day,
I thought it was where the Bowie Town Center was at, in that shopping center.
I don't know. It might be. I don't
need. Listen,
I don't know.
The activities, some of the activities, and what comes with like as a married man being out, it's not that I'm afraid of temptation. I'm not even actually afraid of temptation. It's the stupidness to come with it that I'll just be like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like doing this shit. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So I ain't out there. And even though my wife be like, yo, go do this with blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yo, none of the dudes I hang out with is on that type of time.
Yeah.
So it's just, all of us collectively is like, yo, we about, living comfortably, our family, providing and this and that. We definitely have our fun, but we don't have fun like we did like in our early 20s and shit like that. That shit was dying down for me at 24. I was just like, I'm done with this particular part of the nightlife shit.
Hey, look, if we decide to really do a trip, me, you, D, and one other person, I'm gonna find us an all inclusive where we might have to pay a little bit more money, but we ain't gonna have to pay for shit else.
Yeah. Listen, I'm at the point in my life I don't mind. I said I don't mind. I know how to entertain myself or keep me entertained. With the having the pocket in mind, you know what I mean? My wife don't know how to do that. Everything inherently she chooses is expensive. She don't even know she choosing expensive shit. It's just like, I want to do that. I'll be like, man, or I want this. And I know the price. She don't know the price. Because it might be like her first time doing something, or, you know what I mean? Her just not knowing. But inherently she knows how to spend the most money ever.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
See, I'm cheap. Because like even when we went to Panama and she was like, oh, well, let's go on this excursion. I was like, why we got to go on excursions? Like, what
excursions are cool as long as you ain't really doing too much. You know what I mean?
Man, look, how much we pay for those excursions, I'm like, all right, it's one thing if we were like, all right, we're going to the excursion, we're meeting this person at this place, and we're going to be trying different foods, right? So in my head, I'm like, oh, it's a food tour. This thing turned into, let's walk all over Old Town Panama for an hour and some change, walking through a museum. We might have got, on the first one, we got some chocolate and coffee. Okay. Then we walked to another place where she got us a beer. We walked to another place where she got us ceviche. When we went to the fish market, got some ceviche. Then we walked around some more to an old chapel church museum, like where the Pope came and all that shit. And then we went to this place that had some other food that she was like, okay, well, blah, blah, all right, cool. The second guy, he showed up late. So we went and got some ceviche from somewhere. So then he walked us to a museum. Then he walked us to a place to get a beer. Then he walked us and got us a cheese empanada. Then we just walking around the city, just walking around, and eventually we stop at this place that was like a little club, and he's like, "This is where I bid you adieu, and I will buy you this, and I will buy you a shot of Panamanian rum." I was like, "Okay," and that was it.
So okay, that just sounds like a walking tour. That's fine. Don't call it.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. Like it was like, I wasn't the one who looked at it because I didn't look at the thing that say what they were going to do. I thought it was a food tour where we want to stop at least like at 5 different places and get food. Yeah. Cool, whatever. No, this turned into get 10,000 steps in one sitting. You know,
hey, listen, ain't nothing wrong with that.
But I guess that's what was needed for the wife to not be like ready to roll after like 3 days. Because honestly, I mean, it was all inclusive. And I'm like, all right, cool. That means I ain't pay for no drinks. I just had to give a tip. The food was included. Everything was included. And she was like, well, yeah, when we were on the things, we weren't at the hotel the whole time. Like, if all we did was stay at the hotel, then I would have been like ready to go. I'm like, all right, whatever. I said, that's how I know. Dude, look, I ain't got to go into Panama City to do shit. I can stay, especially if I was single, shit. All them single women that was in there. Don't let us go to St. Thomas.
Man.
Don't let us go to Aruba. Man, don't let us go to Colombia and we were still single.
Dog, listen. I don't know.
Hey, look. Luckily, our wives should be happy that we are married to them and we have more respect for our relationship and our marriage. But let us have been single. Them girlfriends would have been mad.
No, you know how many times I think about like, yo, if I was younger, if I was younger and single with the money I'm making now, man, I'd be all types of fuckboy status, man. It'll be so dangerous for other people. Let's just put it that way. I would be dangerous for other people.
You know,
there's a reason why it took me it didn't take me a while, but it took the right amount of time. Like there was no shortcuts for me. It took the right amount of time to be where I'm at because during like my 20s when I didn't really give a fuck about all that shit. Oh nah. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the journey. Literally, I'm thankful for the journey.
If I was making anywhere close to what I was making when I first got to the government and I did it younger, like let's say I was still, because the thing with me and my ex was, it was like, all right, so we want to get married. Cool. Well, how much do I need to be making for us to consider? She was like, I think 50,000 is a good number. Like if you're making 50, I'm making 50, we could make that work. Okay, cool. That sounds good to me. You know what I mean? But I couldn't make the 50. In my head, I'm like, what if I had made the 50? You know, let's say I got to where I'm at now, like almost 60, and me and her were together still back together then. Would we have stayed together? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yo, I know, and this is respectfully speaking, during that time, who I was dealing with at like 20, like 22, 23, 24, whatever. If that would have happened to me, Shorty would have just stayed pregnant. That's just what it would, because I know her. She'd be like, oh, this is like, quote unquote, this is a good man, Savannah. She would have been trying to lock my ass down. Like, nah, you not going nowhere. And that's what it's going to be.
See, I would have, if it was in my 20s, like when I was working for the feds, and I, let's say I was working for the feds, I was done cars or, whatever. And I was with her, more than likely, me and her possibly would have gotten married. I get it like a 90% chance.
Okay.
Now, part of me, honestly, part of me is like, I don't know if I would have wanted to marry her. Only because of all the shit she had already put me through. And then, you know how like women always want to play the victim when they're a shitty person?
All the time.
Yeah. So she was like, I remember when she told me, so because I think I told you she cheated on me a couple of times, right? Now, mind you, in the scenario, did I cheat on her? Of course. I mean,
she don't know that, but yeah.
But she don't know that.
Right.
She got caught and felt guilty. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't feel guilty. And the funny part was someone was like, well, why don't you feel guilty? I said, because she started it. You know what I'm saying? How we together for 2 weeks, you already cheated on me with your ex?
Here's the thing. When it comes to like cheating with guys, we feel guilty that we shouldn't probably be doing that to a woman that's that has our best interests at heart. But at the same time, sometimes those women got to understand that we use that for a mouth. We'll put like, I don't like her. I like her body. I don't like her, but I understand why they don't, see that. I'm not asking them to understand that. It is what it is. But for the most part, for men, 99.9% of the time, it's just like, nah, you got I cheated and she got used for a mouth. I don't know her favorite color. I don't know where she work at. I don't know her last name.
Good. She got used for a semen latrine is what she got used for. That's exactly. It.
Respectfully, but not really respectfully. But I'm just saying that's how. Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, but somebody asked me, like, how can you don't feel guilty? I said, well, 2 weeks since she cheated on me. Then I don't think I cheated on her during that portion. So she like broke up with me to go back to her ex-boyfriend. Then she was like, yeah, that whole time we were together, if he was at the house, honestly, we were messing around. Or if I said I was at his house, we were messing around. And then I said, oh, that makes complete sense why he was like stalking your house every time I was there and asking what were we doing and shit like that. I said, oh, okay. So when we got back together, I had no sort of like what's a good, not ill will. I had no sort of I didn't give a shit if I cheated on her. Because I'm like, so wait.
You had no
I had no reason to still be honest and faithful.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you ready to hear something that might ruin your mood?
Hey, you know, I'm always ready for mood ruiners. Should I get me another drink?
I think you should.
Go get me another mini. I told you I started my mini bar.
Yeah.
So I don't have to drink my big shit. I did find that bottle of bland. I told you I found the bottle of Blands. And yeah. It cost me $109. And I might go get me another one, sir.
You said 900. 900?
109.
Oh, 109. I don't know where I get the 9 first from.
This is some of the most nastiest vodka I've ever had. Wheatley vodka. I tried to sip it. That shit was horrible.
It was like drinking rubbing alcohol.
Like if I've ever had rubbing alcohol, that's what that shit would taste like. Damn. Like it was that bad.
Hey, listen, they like, look, Wheatley gets the job done. It's a utility alcohol. Cleans wounds.
And everything. Yeah. That is exactly what it did. All right, so what's about to ruin the mood that I had to give me some more
So I was on the internet, right? I'm always on the internet, but I was on Reddit, and this oldie but goodie throwback post came up, and it was am I wrong to make my husband change his gym? And it's a whole story about how she feel like she should be able to propose him changing the gym that he goes to.
Wow, because too many bad bitches in there?
Hey, something like that. So it says, I am 38. I'm a 38 female. I had a fight with my husband who's 41 last week when I asked him to change his gym. He says it's not fair to him, but I told him it was important to me and he agreed. As a week has passed, I am not sure if I did the right thing and want to get a neutral opinion on this matter. We have been married for 12 years and have 2 wonderful children, 2 wonderful kids. My husband and I were into fitness when we got married. However, life and kids happened and we slowly stopped going to the gym and gained weight. 2 years ago, my husband just woke up one day and told me he wants to start going to the gym again. He is very disciplined, and not only did he lose all the excess weight, but he also started gaining a ton of muscle. As if the gym was not enough, he started doing CrossFit 6 months ago. He goes to CrossFit 4 times a week. He goes there early morning and is generally back before the kids are up. He made a lot of friends, and he has generally been in a happy mood. I won't lie, but he looks amazing, and I can't believe he still gives me butterflies even after 12 years of marriage. 2 weeks ago, my husband decided to invite all his CrossFit friends for a barbecue at our house.
Uh-oh, that's where you fucked up at.
Since the weather was getting nicer. He had around 9 friends come over, and it was my first time seeing this group of friends. I was mostly in the kitchen working in prep while he was grilling outside. Out of his friends group, there were 5 girls and 4 guys, and all are in amazing shape. 3 of the girls joined me in the kitchen to help me when we're having a conversation. They were giving me a little hot tea about each other. They were giving me a little bit of hot tea about each of the guests in the backyard. From what I gathered, all the people in the group have been between the ages of 35 to 40, and all of them were single. One of the guys was married, and the other 3 were single. I was asking them about their relationship status, and I learned that many of the girls have slept with one or more of the guys. The three girls who were in the kitchen told me that they were all divorced and not really looking for marriage or a long-term relationship. They commented on how guys at CrossFit are hot and discussing about how each of them was in bed. Funny stories. One of the girls asked me how I've met my husband. They mostly wanted to know who approached who. I chased him. Hold on. Sorry. Who chased him? Who chased who? I chased him. And they were all commenting on how shy my husband is. One of them let it slip that he is completely oblivious when someone flirts with him. I asked and learned that the 2 girls standing outside had at times tried to be very flirty with him as a fun competition to see when he will notice. They all said that it was just a prank and complimenting me on how awesome and loyal my husband is. Why y'all complimenting her? He needs to be complimented.
Well,
at the end of the night,
you know what happened at the end in that kitchen? Mrs. Smith would have whooped their asses.
Would have dog walked them at the end of the night.
The dog walked the shit out of them.
I was talking to my husband and told him about my conversation with the girls. He told me that these people are bonkers, but they are fun to hang around at the gym. I asked him about the 2 girls. I asked him about if the 2 girls were really flirting with him. He said he didn't initially notice, but then it became too obvious. And he thought that if he does not react, then they will stop and move on to their next victim. This all made me very uneasy. It may be my insecurities about my own body, but I do not want these girls with amazing bodies flirting with my husband.
You know why she all insecure is because she probably a fat white lady that's sitting at home and going to the gym, and them bitches probably bad as shit, white, nice ass body. She probably like, you gonna leave me for one of these skinny and fit bitches?
Probably so. I know he will never reciprocate, but I just don't think they are a good idea. I talked about this with him, and he and me, that all he cared. What? Okay. Good workout, blah, blah, blah. He's getting a good workout. All he cares is that he's getting a good workout, I guess. Yeah. He had a fight. We had a fight when I told him to stop being friends with these horny single people or change the gym. He did not take it well and started resisting it. I eventually told him this is my red line, and I do not want him to hang out with these girls who are single and ready to pounce on anybody with a hot body. We had a big fight, but eventually he told me he would change the gym after a month, at the end of the month, and it would be super awkward to go to this gym and suddenly stop interacting with people. As I have calmed down, probably like weeks later, I feel bad to make him do something that he might resent me for. Hence, I wanted an objective opinion. Am I wrong to make my husband stop hanging out with these girls? It's not just girls. When I know for a fact that my husband will never be this loyal to me, I know it's my insecurities, but I just don't feel comfortable to have him around half-naked, beautiful girls who will be ogling him and flirting with him as a game, even after knowing he has a wife and 2 kids.
You know where she fucked up at?
Let him go to the gym?
She should have took her roly-poly ass into the motherfucking gym too.
She's probably talking about, listen, yeah.
Like,
but they got to, but they got
about what you ain't willing to do.
True. They have children though.
Guess what? There's been people that have been married 20, 30 years that get divorced with children.
Yeah, that's true.
And I guarantee you, even though he chose to change gyms to keep the peace, he could have just been like, I ain't changing gyms. Okay, well, I'm leaving. And then guess what? Them same two in shape, good looking bitches would have been all on his dick, probably together. They probably had a threesome. Shit.
Here's the thing. She definitely is wrong for trying to make him, well, she already made him switch gyms. My whole thing is, if that is the case and you know it's your insecurities, what's wrong with him going to the gym, right? And then you go to the gym and he stays at home and takes care of the children. So you get your shit back in order.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he don't need to go to that gym for that to happen. He can go to Target and Shorty gonna be in some yoga pants and this and that in a fucking training situation and stomach showing, and she like, yo, you look good. Like, it is gonna happen.
She's insecure because
she already said that. Yep.
Is insecure because she's with the women. She's been cheated on. In her eyes, she don't look good.
You ain't hear that in that story. She ain't said she been cheated on.
She ain't been cheated on by him. She been cheated on.
Huh?
She been cheated on by other men.
She didn't say that.
She didn't have to. You can hear it in the story.
You hear
it in the story. You know what? You know, women. You know that women who've been cheated on and it affected them are insecure that there's other pretty women around.
No,
women who know they bad and there's other pretty women around know that they secure that they man ain't gonna do shit.
See, here's where I'm going to disagree with you. Oh. It don't matter. It don't matter if she been cheated on or not cheated on. If it's beautiful women and she feels that they are beautiful and one could be a little bit more beautiful than her, or she might got bigger tits or her toes might look better than mine, she's going to feel a certain type of way. Cheating has nothing to do with it. This is don't fuck with my man vibes. That's what it is. She don't want nobody looking at him. And that's why some women go for them ugly dudes thinking like, oh, they can't, like we was just saying, like, you think I don't got no emotion. Like, yeah, I got you. What makes you think you are the benefit of the doubt or whatever? Like, I got something that women like because I got you.
And this is why women shouldn't be left to their own devices in their mind. Because clearly she tripping because like it wasn't even that she didn't want him going to the gym. It was that he saw what was at the gym. So he changed his gym and he does CrossFit. How you know he's not going to find two batter jaints?
No, he's already doing CrossFit. He's going to go to another CrossFit gym and it's going to be the same thing. He might not be friends with them, but it's going to be the same thing.
It's going to be the same thing. He's going to still invite them over. And where he fucked up at is,
I'm not inviting four girls, man.
Nah. Look.
The guys.
Chicks who be like, oh, yeah, we got to come to your house. And I'll be at work. I'll be like, well, I don't mind, but I got to get you cleared by Mrs. Smith.
Right.
And if Mrs. Smith says, no, I ain't having no bitches up in here, ain't no bitches up in here. Yeah. The only way that you can get bitches up in here is if you come to the house and you say you with the nigga that's here that I invited. That's the only way you coming in this motherfucker. That's the only way you coming in this motherfucker. Other than that, no sir.
Yeah, because I kind of be the same way. Like, ain't no niggas coming over my door. Like, right. Where's this girl?
Be like, oh, my friend coming over. My friend Dion. Oh, okay. And a whole nigga walking. Who the fuck is?
Yeah.
Well, or she's like, can my friend Dion come through? All right. Well, Dion, it's a chick. No, it's a dude. Hell no.
No. He messed up by inviting the fucking woman over. I would never have done that. And I just would never have done it. That's just like, yo, like, you know how like you try to, like, as a man, like, what in a relationship in general, you just like, yo, how do I stop future arguments? Or how do I stop future, you know how like you know it's innocent or whatever, but it's like, I don't even feel like convincing my woman that this is innocent because she's not going to believe me. or I don't care, because she's not gonna believe me. Like the whole flirting, like getting flirted with and him not knowing. That's something that me and my wife have a not an argument, but a conversation about all the time. Because sometimes it's done right in front of her or in a weird way. And I'm just like, not paying attention. And she knows I'm not paying attention. And that's why it don't go no further than that bitch was flirting with you. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, what? And she explaining to me, I'm like, I guess. But I'm like, you see the fuck I got on? Like, I ain't got nothing on that's appealing. She was like, she liked what she saw. And I'm like, all right, man. I would have never. Hell nah. Fit women? You bringing fit single women into your house? Mm-hmm. But then again, it's kind of tricky too, because you bringing fit single dudes in your house as well. Right. You don't have to leave the house. Don't come home. Take the kids to the park. I'm going to be entertaining the guys. I'm still not bringing them over, but I'm entertaining the guys. This, and that. Like, I'm a firm believer of like, yo, if I'm hanging out with the homies, the only reason my wife would be there is if they have their partners with them, their women with them. If it's just me and the homies, I'm sorry. Nah, it's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. But yeah, she wrong, man. Listen, the flirting.
Wholeheartedly wrong.
The flirting could happen anywhere. That's just the first step of, now I don't want you going to that grocery store. I don't want you going to that Jiffy Lube or something stupid. You know what I mean? Like, that's how that shit starts. Change your gym. Man. Change my gym? Like, come on, man. The gym is full of hot people. That's just what it is. That is just what it is. And when I go to the gym, it gets even hotter. That is just what it is. There's no way. There's no way. Man. So, Ms. Smith told you to do that. You think Ms. Smith will ever ask you to do that?
No, I mean, she been to the gym when I go and seen the chicks in there. she is secure enough that she know I ain't gonna do nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going there to get my workout, and I'm only there for 30, 40 minutes. I ain't like
be there longer than 40 minutes, man.
I'll be there for 30, 40 minutes and I'm out. I roll.
Oh my
So
God.
she know it ain't but so much I'm gonna do in that time.
Yeah. I was telling my homie, like, the gym I used to go to, like, sometimes I'll be on a treadmill or an elliptical or whatever, like they lined up in front of each other. I was like, the best motivation is when a big booty joint like get up on that treadmill, start running, and that motherfucker just like bow, 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 damn near clapping while she running and shit. I'll be like, God damn, let me turn this Pastor Troy down. Yo, it happens. Like, what you want me to do? Like, what you want me to do? Yo, it be that way. But listen, the gym him switching gyms ain't gonna save you. Obviously, your man is a good catch.
Yeah, and obviously she need to get in the gym or do something to tighten it up.
Yeah, but because even if that was the case, like you feeling like, let's just say the gym shit is an insecurity for her. Mm-hmm. Once you on level playing field with all the other fit bitches, they still gonna flirt. Like, you on level playing field, so now you still gotta stand out. Even, you know what I mean? You got
because now you're gonna have dudes flirting with you. So now, like,
nah, it's not even that. You on the level playing field with other women. That's not, you being fit ain't gonna stop them from doing that. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting at.
They just wanted to. They knew he was married. They just wanted to see if he was gonna fuck around. That's probably why them bitches divorced.
That might be.
Oh, I asked my wife today. It's off topic. Most deaf or Talib Kweli?
As a musician?
Just well, I broke it down to as a pure lyricist, lyrics, no music. And it was their song qualities that they put out, and then just when they're on tracks together, who was better. So it was three different things. So I said Most Def lyrically is better than Talib Kweli. Not by a large margin, but
not large.
But he lyrically he's better. Now, as far as song music quality, Talib Kweli, hands down, has some of the better songs. Like, you could listen to more Talib Kweli songs than you could most Def songs and not be like, all right, yeah, now the song lyrically is good, but the beat, the Talib Kweli's beats that he gets, they just bring you in a little bit more. As far as them being on tracks together, whether it's on the Most Def track, a Talib track, or when they were Black Star, I feel like Most Def ate them up every time. Every time. But you can see that Most Def lyrically on tracks, he can get it done. That's just me personally.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I don't have an answer for that. I don't know.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things where for me to accurately say anything to either one, I would have to listen. I have to go back and listen to a lot. I haven't listened to either one of them in years. When I say years, I mean years. It's kind of like with me and Lupe, like it's just the frame of mind or the frame of where I've been at not in my life, but just in general. Like, I have not listened to I still got them in my phone or in the shit in the car and shit like that. Like, still there, but
I still listen to Lupe. I got a Samurai album. His stuff is good. Because it's funny, because when we went to go see Robert Glasper, and Common and Lupe were a
couple months ago. Yeah.
Well, last year, right? Yeah. Last year. And she was like, "Well, why do you like Lupe so much?" I said, "I never really listened to Common. I think Common has hits, and Common is good. Common has bars, but I just feel like Lupe. I mean, even though Common is the bigger star, he's the bigger star because of what he's done and what he does on the movie screen and everything else, and he's more of a recognizable face. He got the sound, he got the flow. He's good, but I feel like Lupe, when it comes down to, even because there's two different generations of artists.
Yeah,
I feel like Lupe, to me, is a better not a better lyricist. He's not the better lyricist. He has the better songs, because his songs, they really drag you in. You can see the story. And Common, when he did stuff, you could really see the story, but I think he's just a better lyricist. Like, he had a better flow because he came from that town where you got to compete with your flow. You don't compete with your song. You compete with your flow.
Yeah. I've always felt that there's two different Commons.
Yeah, there definitely is. What Erykah Badu and After.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yes. I knew that. So I dibbled and dabbled in the After Erykah, which was like the album B onwards, and kind of dibbled and dabbled in before. So I've never really, from beginning to end, like, you know how like you go through the whole discography and be like, I can't pinpoint lyrics from Common. The only thing that I can pinpoint, and that's because this was a while ago that I was looking into this shit, was when he was beefing with Ice Cube, and I feel Common won that beef.
He did.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was with Ice Cube. I thought it was with Mac 10. No, it was with Ice Cube, and Mac 10 and them one. It was like, yo, when we see him, it's on site. I remember that beef.
Yeah, and it was just like the album, I See the Bitch in You. It was just kind of like, I mean, the songs, I See the Bitch in You. It was like.
but also by that time, Ice Cube wasn't that same Ice Cube no more. He was past his prime when NWA No Vaseline type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Common got him on that one. He won that one. I mean, like, think about it. Like, everyone who you think would win the battle, Jay-Z and Nas, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z came out smoking, and then Nas shut it down. You know what I mean? It's you kind of see, but you know, it's just really just a sport. That's why a lot of them are cool now. Like, Ice Cube and Common are cool. You know, they might not be kicking it next to each other, high hand, but you know they cool. You know, they ain't no.
Now they are kicking. You said Ice Cube and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably. You never know.
No, because matter of fact, the only reason I even remember the beef was because I had seen a snip with Fat Joe, and Fat Joe said he was in the studio with Mac 10, and Common was coming to the same studio, And Mac 10 was like, "Oh, that's that nigga Common? Nah, it's on site. Yeah, we about to kill this nigga."
Yeah.
And Fat Joe was like, "Wait, Common." He said, "Let me go talk first." So he go out there and tell Common like, "You might not want to come in here because such and such." And he was like, "Well, I'm from Chicago. We get down." He's like, "Look, just pack it up and go home. They might kill you." And
I still got stories for days, man.
But that's how you know Fat Joe a real nigga for like. Fat Joe is the only nigga
I keep forgetting that he's old. Like he's been around for a long ass time.
Joe, like when you started listening to Joe had started not Joe, but Fat Joe. When you started listening to Fat Joe had been around 10 years at that point. Like,
yeah, I think the first time I started listening to was Jealous One Still Envy.
Yeah. Oh, Jose?
Yeah. That was the first. And I think he was already worried.
He was already on because he did Jealous One is Envy. He did Joe, then he did Jose. Like it was like 2 back-to-back albums. And like people didn't realize that when Pun came out, Pun didn't necessarily put Joe on the map. Joe was on the map hard in New York, but it just brought it to the forefront of everywhere else that there's Big Pun and Fat Joe. And now you know who Fat Joe is. Fat Joe is pretty much the king, So I know you were a Drake fan. Did you hear Drake's new album?
Yo, listen. Yeah, I'm a Drake and Kendrick fan, but for the reasons that Kendrick stated. No bullshit. I mean, that's. I'm not even trying to be politically correct. The reason why I am a Drake fan is because some of the reasons that Kendrick stated, not the fake tough shit, but all the other shit. He makes good songs, and even when he's rapping and it's just about regular shit, it be good.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like I was telling somebody, I was like, the album is dope. It is not what I expected.
I think everybody expected a response.
No, I didn't. He responded to some things and some songs, but I actually didn't expect a response. I expected a different type of production when it came from P&D and the beat choice and shit. P&D to me sounded too much like Future when it came to certain songs. And I was like, all right, because it was when I was listening to it, I was like, yo, I could see Future, P&D and Drake and like doing a group and just doing some stupid, not some stupid shit, but some like lover boy, fuck boy type, beats, whatever, I'm partying type shit. Like that would be dope. But when I kept listening to it, I was like, all right, well, P&D not sounding like Future. He's not doing auto tone like Future, but how he decides to I don't want to say sing, but rap and sing on these beats, it kind of reminds me of something that Future would do or could do.
Yeah.
I did not like the production all too well. I didn't like the writing. It was Drake heavy and not necessarily P&D and Drake sharing. Because if you listen to P&D's last album, joint, he had the stripper on the joint. I forget the name of the song. I forget the name of the album, but I feel like it should have been more P&D. It's too much Drake. If for it to be a joint album. Does that make sense? And it wasn't, and it was kind of just in the vibe of like for teenage girls, like for college girls or whatever have you, even though he's still living that life of being in the club and this and that nigga's our age. So it's kind of like at some point, I'm not saying you got to sound like Chris Brown residuals. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, but I was expecting like, yo, there's another limit. There's another height that you can reach. And it was like, oh, okay, this is how you do that same thing at my age. And it resonates. I know it resonated with people. It just didn't resonate with me all too well because I'm not, you know what I mean? Like love is love and sex is sex and drugs is drugs. You know what I mean? But not the way that I do it. You know what I mean?
See, I didn't listen. I couldn't listen to the whole thing. So my thing is, I've never really been a Drake fan. Okay, mm-hmm. I think I take Drake as a like how Jay-Z said, he made it a hot line. You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. I kind of look at Drake in that way of like, you got some hot bars some days, you got some hot songs some days, but really, you just not my cup of tea.
No, I get
for real. You know what I'm saying? And you take some people's stuff and you make it sound a little better, but I don't really like too many singers unless you a singer for real. Like I like Trey Songz. He a singer. I like Chris Brown. He a singer. Music Soul Child. He a singer. But it's kind of like how we said with chicks. Either you got to have bomb ass pussy or bomb ass head. You can't just be aight at both of them. That's how I feel Drake is when it comes to his music. He aight. He ain't really a singer. He aight. He ain't really a rapper. He aight. You just kind of in the middle.
But neither is Future, and it works.
No, Future identifies as a rapper.
Yeah,
he don't identify. He ain't come out there. If you're worried about when I don't know who I saw, he ain't doing that. He might drag his words out and say, but he's still rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, don't get me wrong, like I got Drake songs that I'm like started from the bottom. Hey, I fucks with that. 0 to 100. Yeah, I fuck with that, Jane. You know, energy. I fucks with it. Like, there's stuff I fuck with that he did. I'm like, I can rock with this because you actually got bars. It ain't tough guy bars. It ain't I'm about to kill all these niggas in the game. It's you rapping. Cool. Yeah. I'm cool with that. But even when he was beefing with Meek Mill and he dropped back to back, I thought back to back was mediocre. Like I'm like, come on. Like
once again with that whole beef, every time I talk to somebody, it was like he only won because Meek borderline retarded and wouldn't stay off of Twitter. Yeah, that's I stay firm to that because every other beef he kind of lost.
Yeah, so because everyone's like, "Oh, nah, Drake won that." I said, honestly, if you really look at the songs that were put out, so Drake really only put out one official diss song, and that was back to back because I'm turned up. You couldn't tell if it was a diss or a lullaby. You didn't know what the fuck it was, and anybody in the game is thinking about it like, why am I responding to that? Like, I'm responding to what? Hell nah. Get the fuck out of here. Now, when he did back to back and then he did, then Meek Mill did the song where he had the little Undertaker thing in the front. I was like, all right, you ain't focused. You on tour and you trying to put a song out. But when he put out War Pain, that is what you should have put out. That would have ended all that because that was a diss song. You went in and I was like, if you put these songs side by side, whatever, Meek Mill song-wise and lyrically won that, but because it took so long for him to get focused and actually do it, Drake walked away as the default winner. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling my wife, I said, even for the Super Bowl thing, I said, when you think about who would have really been the person who would have performed at the Super Bowl halftime show, Drake should not have taken the MC Shan approach. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How else do we know about KRS-One? MC Shan had to respond, right?
Yeah.
He had to respond. South Bronx, the bridge is over. KRS-One is now one of the best lyricists in the world. You know what I'm saying? One of the best artists in the world at this point. All because somebody responded. All Drake had to do was just keep his mouth closed and we wouldn't be talking about no Super Bowl halftime performance at all. We might have seen Madonna. We might have actually saw Wayne.
Nah, I think Wayne.
I don't think we would have.
I think Wayne got a bigger issue. And when I say bigger issue, probably just drugs. But I
don't think they thought he could keep it clean. I think.
No, I don't think that. I think Wayne has a drug problem.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I seen Wayne, besides Louisiana, that was when the Hot Boys reunion. But when he was at WrestleMania, he came out and did a Millie for Jey Uso. Part of the song he didn't sing, and he kind of missed some words, and I'm like, let's say Lil Wayne did perform at the halftime show, which I wouldn't have been opposed to. But it would have had to been this thing like, hey, Wayne, look, I get it. You got about a million songs. You can't remember all the words. But we're going to need you to at least do about 70% of the words. It shouldn't be, you say about four words and then 10 of them you don't know. Yeah. And the crowd singing it. And I get that works good for an enclosed place where, everybody knows it, but it's the Super Bowl. there's gonna be a lot of white folk that don't know who the hell you are. There's gonna be a lot of KKK motherfuckers looking at you like, who the fuck is this nigga on the, you know what I'm saying? We need you to say your words, you know. So I like I told my wife, I said the only reason Drake is up there, not Drake, that Kendrick Lamar is at the Super Bowl is because Drake couldn't keep his mouth closed. He thought he could get away with saying what he did with Pusha T, Meek Mill, blah blah. And Kendrick gave him a warning. He said, don't talk about my family. Keep this shit on wax and keep the shit about the music because I got my shit. And then now you got, they not like us.
Yeah.
You got, turn the TV off. You got squabble up. You go out there, you say that he abused his wife's cheating, all this other shit. He says, oh, baby, I remember
He says, oh, hey, Drake. I heard you like him.
I think that was a highlight of the whole performance. Like, don't get me wrong. Like when I've gone back and looked at that performance and seen all the stuff, even when it said wrong way, all the stuff in the crowd, the song ways, and how it is, the political behind it. But when he went up there and said, "Say Drake," with the smile on his face,
I like
better never go to cell block 1. Look, in my head, I thought they were going to stop once he said hit the body like John Stockton, and it has that little cut there.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm like, it's not going to say you got to pop out and show niggas certified boogeyman. I'm like, nah, he ain't going to do all that. He going to stop there, and then he going to go into TV off. No, he kept going. I was like, oh, he's still going.
Yeah.
And then he said, hey, say Drake. I was like, oh, he said it. And then I'm like, wow, I wonder what the white motherfuckers think right now. I wonder what Canadian thinks right now is, damn, he talking about Drake on national TV. Like, anyone who didn't know Kendrick Lamar that night or knew that song was out or that he was saying this about Drake, whether you watched the Grammys or not,
they knew who Kendrick was.
They know now.
Yeah.
They go, because that was broadcast across the world.
Yeah,
because you got Americans all across the whole world, so they're broadcasting it everywhere. So if you were living under a rock somewhere and you knew who Kendrick Lamar is, you knew about the beef, or you didn't, and you're just an older folk who just don't got your ear to the streets, you found out then. You know who he is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I could do is Kendrick. If I was Kendrick, thank you, Drake, for not keeping your fucking mouth closed. You should have did like J. Cole and bowed the fuck out.
On that note, DeLaw's not going with his light-skinned brother. On against him. And,
hey, look, he's not my light-skinned brother. He's from Canada. He's from Canada.
Thank everybody for tuning in.
He's from Canada. He ain't my brother.
See you next time.
He's not like me.